You know, Arizona does have a structural deficit, and I think it's important to remember where we were, negative 730 million, largest structural deficit in the nation in 2009. And that's really saying something in this nation, to say we were in the worst financial condition of any other state. I do think we've done a lot of good things to navigate out of the mess that we were in, but the job's not done. So government can be smaller and more efficient. What I've set out on the campaign trail is I built a business. Now I want to shrink a government and grow an economy. If we want to balance our budget structurally, we need to grow the economy. There's a lot we can do from the state perspective and the governor's office to do that, but we can also budget better and more efficiently. There are things that can be cut and reviewed, and like I said, we don't have to fire anyone. You know, if we hire 67 people every week for every 100 that retire in a decade, we'll have reduced the size of our government by 33%. So there's a lot of things we can do. It's really I don't want to be one of these politicians that points a finger at the people that came before them and blames them, all right? But I do think it's important to remember that the state was out of money, did not have $1, okay, in December of 2009. Now, I wasn't in office at the time, but you know, trying to get smart on these issues, there weren't a lot of good options. The state was actually borrowing on a credit card from Bank of America to pay any teacher, fill any pothole, provide any essential state service. I think we're used to hearing about terrible finances in government because of our federal government. But our federal government can print dollars or borrow money from the Chinese. You know, the state can't print money, and there's really no political will in this state, thankfully, to borrow money for daily operating costs. So we've got to a point where we're cash flow positive. You'll hear some folks saying we're a surplus. When they're in my company, I correct them. We don't have a surplus. We actually do have that structural deficit where we're really not living within our means on a 2 or 3 year time frame. There'd be no substitute to fix this than a growing economy, but there's still more efficiencies that can be found.